Happy Thursday, everyone. Welcome to ATI Pro Media. We're powered by advanced trading. No shortage of stuff to talk about. The Fed met yesterday. Jay Powell up there, all proud of himself, making markets move. Stock market was having a great day before he started speaking, but after he spoke, we really went up. Then we had Meta, aka Facebook, and Instagram for all you kids out there. They came out with earnings, knocked it out of the park. So big earnings week, all types of tech stuff. I'm on a stretch, but I think maybe Apple and some others report today. With that, I don't think you even care about the stock market. It's fun to talk about. What you care is about the grain market. So let's take it to LaSalle Street. Take a look. Dees corn down 3. It was down more than that. I give you the low in Dees corn. I hope you're sitting down. 395 and a quarter was the low in Dees corn. It's bouncing a little bit as we speak. Dees corn down 3. No beans up 1, 10.25. That's putting a lot of 975 cash beans. Pretty much anyone out there, unless you're in a hot cash market, you're looking at selling beans off the combine with a 9. Meal and oil down a little bit. Wheat, Board of Trade wheat down 1. KC down 1. Hard red spring unchanged. With that, take it to cattle, and we do have a co-host on today. Live cattle. That's okay, Rick. Yeah, I'm with you, baby. Live cattle down 50. Feeder cattle down 100. Rick was so excited to get to LaSalle Street. Let's get there, my friend. Gold, LaSalle Street, or not LaSalle Street, Wall Street. Gold up 26, silver up 25. 2-year, 5-year, 10-year, 30-year bond market exploding. What's that mean to you? Yields are coming down. Ring the bell. I had double ring here. 10-year yield hit 4%. Save that, and we could talk about that on premium. What's that really mean to you? Does mean a lot when you talk about storing bushels, cost of buying anything. Natural gas, crude oil, extremely volatile. Bombs are going off in the Middle East. Can't control it, but we do have to be aware of what's going on. I did see a headline that they're stopping flights into Israel. Things are getting really ugly over there. I can't even keep track. I got to break out the Middle East map to see who's mad at who over there and what they're fighting about. I've lost track. It's a pretty messy situation, and probably not going to affect us. With that, stock market's moving. Dow Jones down 50, NASDAQ up 130, seeing big divergence here in the stocks. Bitcoin up a little bit and copper down. With that, Brady Huck, what do we have? You'll be proud of me. I got up early, worked out. Then RFD TV came on and said, "Can you be on at 8:45?" I'm like, "Sure." So I just popped on here. I heard you built us a beautiful show. Go full screen on you so I can get a sip of something. Start talking, kid, and let me know in 5 minutes when you're done.
You bet, yeah. Well, it's great that you're able to get a little warm up there on RFD TV to come to primetime ATI Pro
Prime
Media
time,
live at
baby.
9. Yeah. Oh, we had an export flash this morning, starting off the day okay. Got 132,000 metric tons of beans delivered to China for 24.25. It's great to see this on the books. They're rumored, I think, in the industry yesterday that there was a couple cargoes of beans sold to China that they were fishing around for those, and we saw that confirmed here this morning, possibly off the PNW over there. Good to see those. When we look at the new crop China book, though, we're less than 50% on the new crop bean sale book, not just to China, but as a whole, we're less than 50% of where we were a year ago. So still got a lot of catching up to do on that front. Next headline we got there had the EIA ethanol production number today, a record ethanol number, 1.109 million barrels a day production, took out a high from a while ago there, 3.9% above last year, but great to see ethanol production. Demand's a huge piece. We got to chew through these bushels if we're going to produce a big crop. So it's good to see ethanol chewing through some bushels there. Crude on the rise, gas prices on the rise. Hopefully that continues. The ethanol production and strength there continues. Next headline, 80% of Ukraine corn production drier than normal past 30 days. This is one that catches my eye a lot because much of their crop hits the export market. 80 to 90% of their crop goes directly to the export market and is a competitor with a U.S. grain. So keep your eye on that. Tommy, I'm going to let you talk about this last one here. What do we got here? 10-year note hits 4%. That's a big deal, Tommy G.
Yeah, we talked a lot about interest rates since we started the show. I think we had some interest rates in the 5s back in the day. We didn't stay there long, but we did stay at 4.5 for a really long time. What's this mean? If someone brings money to the bank, they might get a little less, but the short end is still higher. What I mean is when you look at your 2s and your 5s, that interest rate is higher than your 10s. and that's that inverted yield curve. Still dealing with the inverted yield curve, and that's interesting in itself. It's good. It's good for ag, but money's calming down a little bit, but operating's still going to go out high because if the bank has to give grandma 4.5% on her money, they're going to want to loan it to you 3 points higher than that. So all banks are doing when they were borrowing at 0, they were giving it to you at 3. If they're getting it at 5, they're giving it to you at 8. The fact they might be getting it at 4, they're still going to give it to you at 7. 7 with growing grain under the cost production and how expensive it is to do livestock is extremely high number still with the amount of dollars we deal with, right? I saw a statistic yesterday when the United States was $1 trillion in debt, the stock market was worth 1.5 trillion, and now we're like 33 or 35 trillion in debt, and the stock
Yeah.
market is worth like 38 trillion. So the amount of money, and I could be off by a trillion or two. What's a trillion or two amongst friends? But my point is, the amount of money we're dealing with is a much greater level than times past, and you're seeing that with your cattle guys, right?
Yeah, it's money. The days of free money are well behind us, and it's a different world today. Fed's going to hit some, lower the rates a little bit. Hopefully, we hope so. If they don't, or if they pump the brakes a little bit and don't, I think that would kind of shock this market a little bit if they didn't cut rates over the next few months. But
Interesting because the way I was listening to Jay Powell talk, it wasn't like guaranteed. And then someone said, "Will you go a half?" And he kind of made a mistake. He doesn't make many. He goes, "No." He goes, "Wait, that's still open." Like he answered the question, but he should have kept
uh-huh.
himself open. And if we cut rates too much dramatically, then there's something wrong in the markets. Real quick,
Yeah.
unemployment's tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. It's the first Friday of the month. We have unemployment. That could be extremely interesting. We'll see what happens with that. But talk about cattle a little bit, Brady.
Yeah, cattle markets are all over the place. I think they're trying to find their identity here. Underlying tone in the cattle market is, we got a tight supply inventory of beef cows, still lowest in 70 years. That's going to take time to change that story. A lot of questions on when we'll start holding heifers back and retain those to rebuild the herd. I the data and the numbers are going to delay what's going on in the real world. It's going to lag what's happening in the real world. So I think it's going to take some time for the charts and the graphics and the stats to come hit that we are rebuilding the herd. And I don't know that we'll see it in the January inventory report, which is the next inventory report. We may not see quite the reduction that we've seen the past couple years, and I think that's kind of a clue of the tale of what's to come going forward. I think producers are going to keep heifers back when they don't like the price that they're getting for their heifers, and it may not be a terrible price, but it may not be what they think they're worth, and they may decide, you know what, I'm sitting on a gold mine here. I'm going to breed these heifers, replace them, and then market them. And that I think that's what's going to happen here, Tommy G.
Good point. Good point. Hey, questions, comments, drop them real quick. I have to get out of the show here in the next few minutes. So if we don't get any comments, no problem. I've
Yeah.
missed 2 phone calls, and that's priority 1. Yesterday's premium content was Brad Downing. He gave us an update of what the heck's going on in Indiana crops. Today on premium, we're going to have Cale Carlson. He's going to talk about Nebraska. I think he's going to give us some good news. He's been in a good mood. He's probably going to tell us the crops in Nebraska are awesome, and they also forgot to sell them. That seems to be a theme. With that, questions, comments, of course, we'd love for you to be a premium subscriber, www.atipromedia.com. Call 1-855-737-FARM. Drop that drought map, and then let's hop out of here, buddy.
You betcha. I'm going to throw these up here real quick. Updated drought monitor there. A lot of white on the screen across the corn belt, but we got some areas over there. Here's the 4-week change that I want to highlight, Tommy. Got some in the mid-Atlantic, got some improvement there. I think this is interesting to look at. Kansas, we've had some degradation in Kansas, so some pockets in Kansas that definitely need some rain. Want to throw up this extended forecast there. This week kind of looks a little bleak here, but the Eastern Corn Belt getting some help. Some pockets going to get some rain. There's going to be haves and have-nots going forward, but if you're in the Eastern Corn Belt, bean country over there, maybe we'll get some ideal bean growing conditions out that way. That's kind of what I got for graphics.
Thanks, buddy. Real quick, some Ohio clients and friends, maybe that have been a little chatter. They're a little rough there. They ain't all perfect there. Some other people aren't perfect. We have friends in Canada. We have a gentleman who's a friend of the show who's on the commercial side, customer Michael Reginelli's. He's been watching, and he entered a pool yesterday of predict when corn will go below 4, and he won yesterday, unfortunately. But he had by the end of the day. They must have had some office pool. Not good when the grain elevators are putting together office pools for call to close for D's corn. So with that, wild moves in the stock market. We have grain markets trading down. It's August 1st. You're starting to get a good idea if you have a corn crop. We want you to think about D's 25. Brady and Connor did a great special about that last week. If you missed it or you want to subscribe or you need it, give us an email, info@ATI Pro Media. With that, I got a hot one on the phone, and you go kick some butt out there in Dodge City, Kansas, and we'll get her from there. All right, see you,
Same to
buddy.
you, Tommy G. See you tomorrow.
See you, Barry.
Thanks for joining us. We're here every day, 9 a.m. Central. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.